starting off immediately with Iman Gadzhi editing, and not just Iman Gadzhi, finance niche influencer type, Alex Hormozi, Ali Abdal. When you go on all of their channels, you can see the same style of video. It seems to be kind of like a copy-paste thing they're all doing for some reason. The thing is though, Iman Gadzhi editing back in the day, it was something innovative, crazy animations, and everyone's trying to copy it. Because everyone was trying to copy it, it became trend slop. Everyone was like, I'm doing Iman Gadzhi editing, I'll edit this video for you for $15. And obviously they would get hired, but it would be very low level work, got oversaturated. Now everyone can do Iman Gadzhi editing. The whole editing world has evolved. But I will put the current version right now into gets real views and sales, because it actually does. Even though all of these guys are copying each other, whatever, you can't hate it. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Next up is CapCut. My favorite. I'm gonna put it immediately into trend slop. And the thing about this, you know what, I'll be nice. If I squint, it's good. The thing about CapCut editors is that they all follow the same tutorials, and these tutorials get like millions of views, but the problem is they're all doing the same thing. How are you going to stand out as a CapCut editor? You message a client on Twitter, right? You show them your portfolio, they like your work, it's pretty cool. They send you a message 2 days later, hey, so what do you edit these videos on? Just curious. Oh, I edit on CapCut. And then it's a message seen 2 days ago. For some reason, they're not replying. No one is gonna take you seriously if you edit on CapCut. You need to be using some, at least DaVinci Resolve if you're trying to be edgy, but edit on a software that's professional and standard grade. Next up is preset spam. That would be the overwhelming majority of gaming editors and the styles like Finzar, because at this point, right, Finzar, he sells his presets, whatever. If you use those presets, your edits will look exactly like his. If you have a brain, then you can copy a thing or two. It's oversaturated, everyone does it. All these Roblox gaming YouTubers, they use the same style. Everybody, I'm sick of seeing it. Every editor that I speak to, when I ask them, they hate it because everybody does it. It's unoriginal and we're tired of seeing it on the Twitter feed, okay? When I scroll my feed, you better not post any of that shit, because I'm gonna message Elon Musk. This is going straight into trend slop. The thing is though, the thing about, I'm being harsh here, right? When you have bills to pay, maybe the gas prices increased, you know, inflation, whatever. Yeah, it's fine. Do your gaming videos for children and use these presets. But if you're trying to be a serious editor and do real client work for high-paying clients, reconsider your life choices. Next up is anime AMV edits. And you might think I'm gonna hate on this, but they're pretty good, the good ones. I have some examples here. Some of them are genuinely good, like this one. Look, the motion is very smooth, and the color palette and everything, the choices of the scene, it's quite nice. And this stuff gets views, you know, it's got 800,000 views. He's got Fiverr, he's got links, whatever he's selling. So it works. If you're doing really good anime edits and all this music type of stuff, you can get a lot of views. Not everyone can, the good ones can. And you will sell your shit. You'll make like 10, 20k a month, whatever. It's pretty good. So I'll go easy on this one. I'll say that this does get real views and sales. Next up is MrBeast type editing. At this point, everyone's trying to copy him, all these channels. But the thing is that it works. If you do it well and if you pull it off, it's actually good. And so I'm gonna put this into gets real views and sales. It's not going into high level work because it is cringe, but it works. And if you have to pay the bills, Blood thinks he pays the bills, then yeah, do it, and it's a great way of making money. Next up is explainer animations, and all types of explainer animations, 3D, 2D, even corporate stuff. All explainer animations are real gangster shit. This is gonna go into high level work because you actually need skill to do this. You need a brain, especially if you're doing packaging and stuff for the client, if you're positioning yourself well. You need to be a businessman, you need to be a good designer, and you need to have some experience on you. Explainer animations are very profitable if you're working with companies. So yes, this is worth doing, and go crazy with the explainer animations. Next up, technical design edits. This is the stuff that you see on Twitter once in a blue moon, and it's this crazy Japanese guy. Everything there is in Japanese or in Chinese, something I can't understand, and it's the craziest animations you've ever seen. Insane looking designs and motion that you cannot understand. It's a bunch of scripts, it's a bunch of crazy stuff, and it always stands out and it always gets views. And this is just a display of high knowledge and high skill in motion design. And if you're combining this style with something like cinematic, which we're gonna speak about in a second, then you have Motion Ascent, which is my new course, and I've made a whole breakdown of this insane animation from raw files to the finished product with talking head modules, where I give you lessons on video editing and how to always have consistent, stable income when you're working with your clients, how to deal with all the hardships in video editing like deadlines and all this crazy stuff, because video editing is a pretty tough job when you're doing it at a high level. I will help you out with all of that in Motion Ascent. Click the link below and get it. This is going into high level work easily. Next up is Apple UI animations, liquid glass, liquid ass, whatever they released recently. This is very good stuff. This gets views. It's really asked and trendy right now because of the new iOS update. Everybody loves it. Everybody likes to see it. It uses the design principle called white space, which is very minimal, and the stuff that is in the motion design is high quality, clean, and easy on the eyes, right? I don't have to squint. I look at it and it looks good. So this would go into gets real views and sales. Why is it not in high level work? Because if you look this style up on YouTube, there's hundreds of tutorials on it and everyone's teaching it and everyone's doing it. If you scroll on Twitter now, everyone's doing this Apple design style, whatever. And it's become oversaturated again. But the thing is, it gets real views, it works. Don't hate the player, hate the game. The guy who discovered it and who made the first few tutorials is a real G. That took some real skill. Everything after that, it's just copy paste, presets, tutorials, whatever. And the thing is about tutorials is they're good when they're really in depth and they teach the psychology and how this was put, why it was put there, you know, design principle and stuff, which by the way, I do in my course. You can check it out. Most of the YouTube tutorials are made for views, are made for the lowest common denominator, and watch this, create it, here's the project files, on your way. Right? Which doesn't make great editors, but you kind of need to watch tutorials at the start. Next up is gaming montages. So those Fortnite edits and compilations, or even Call of Duty, CSGO, Valorant, all this stuff, all those edits, the crazy effects and all this. Think about it, just like the AMV, this stuff gets views. But the problem with it is that basically anyone can do it. And a lot of people start off doing these edits. It doesn't take a high level of skill. So it's gonna go into a laptop in cafe just because of how oversaturated and easy this is to make. Obviously the really good ones, which are rare nowadays, those are gonna be into gets real views because, you know, the guys who are selling stuff, who are teaching this. But high level clients aren't really gonna be asking for Fortnite edits. Sideman editing, this has its own category. It's easy on the eyes, I don't have to squint. So that's good, but I see it everywhere. It's been around for as long as I've been editing. I've been seeing this style. At this point, it's gotten cringe. You know, even my first video was a tutorial on how to do the Sideman editing. It's been so long and they're still doing it. But to be fair, on their side, it works. It gets views. The thing is that people can even do these edits in Premiere at this point. In terms of like skill level required, this is going to go into laptop and cafe. It's a good way to learn editing. You know, even I started out doing some Sideman edits. After your first year of editing, really, you should be moving on to something more serious. Unless this is how you want to make your money. This is fun for you. Next up is the cinematic bros, cinematic edits. When I see some of these cinematic videos of like how to film yourself, there's something cringe about it for some reason. I can't help but like feel that inside. When this is done right though, it's very good. And this is gonna go into gets real views and sales. Next up is music video edits. And I'm talking like the Lyrical Lemonade channel. The stuff they post is always insane, highly creative, really good. Or IH Motion, he's amazing. I'll put this stuff into high level work because this is genuinely good. And it takes a lot of skill, a lot of creativity, a lot of hours that you need to put into the software and into the rendering and all this stuff. The planning is just a bunch of crazy projects. But if we're talking about the music videos of the gangster, the rapper shit, all these guys who have rotoscope effects and explosions, which I actually made a tutorial on back in the day. Dude, that's been cool like 5 years ago. Move on. Minimalist motion design. Honestly, it's not my favorite. You know, there's this chart of editing skill. So it goes at the start, you're only doing very simple minimalist edits because you don't know better. And then you go up into the average, it goes back down and you're back doing minimalist edits. Yeah, it does make some sense. If you're doing minimalist motion design after mastering After Effects and you're just simply doing this because for the videos that you're making, this is the style that works best. Yeah, it works. But I will put this into laptop in cafe. It gives me like really average average vibes. There's nothing impressive about it. There's nothing interesting. It takes an average level of skill to do. Moving on to 3D documentary. This stuff used to be so cool back in the day, like 2 years ago, but AI advances so fast that makes time feel like it's been so long ago. The thing with these 3D animations is they're really nice. They look gorgeous, and you can tell when it's been done in Blender and Unreal Engine, whatever they make it in. But then there's these channels. At this point, it's gotten to where they have tutorials on YouTube with so many views teaching how to make this style in AI. They literally do AI slop out of this. They ruined it, and so now this style is kind of taking a big hit. But the thing with AI right now is that stuff that's handmade and that you can tell is handmade has extra effort put in. It's way more valuable because everyone can make AI slop. Not everyone can do real, beautiful, handcrafted videos, right? This used to be high-level work, but now I'm throwing it into trend slop just because of all the AI stuff that's out there of this. And it feels so bad. It hurts my soul because I used to watch these videos and be mind blown with how they make these really gorgeous animations. But whatever, it is what it is. Moving on to 3D motion graphics. This stuff is some real gangster shit. I love 3D motion graphics every time I go past it on Twitter. You know what? I rarely see it in YouTube videos, possibly because it takes a very long time to make this kind of stuff. But when I do see it, I am very impressed. And usually those videos are high production, high views, they make a lot of money. So this is real G shit. It's gonna go into high level work. Moving on to Sigma edits. This is the pinnacle of Gen Z, the pinnacle of the internet evolving and coming into the point where we can have Sigma edits on YouTube. But this is definitely trend slop. Magnates Media, or just in general visual essay style of editing. This stuff is pretty nice. It's kind of timeless at this point. It's been getting done for years and years and it doesn't really get old. It just works. But it's gonna go into a laptop in cafe, because every editor kind of just learns by doing this style. This is kind of the, documentary style. You put a bunch of pictures together, add some effects, whatever. It's nothing that requires a high level of skill. The high level of skill required here is the research part, which is completely unrelated to video editing. So I just can't put it higher than laptop and cafe type of work. The last one, the most important one, which you see everywhere, which is how people got viral. This is short clips edits. And I mean like podcast edits, clips from live streams, all this stuff made into short clips with the captions in the middle and sometimes it's cringe ass face tracking in the middle. This is gonna go into, if I squint, it's good. Even though it does get a lot of views, a lot of these videos get hundreds of millions, shorts, brain rot, it's everyone eats it up, especially Gen Z. It's nothing impressive, right? I've worked with so many editors who have just started editing. Like, this is the stuff they do when they just start. It's kind of like a timeless style that's a good baseline to have. So, it's gonna go here. If you like this video, subscribe, bell notifications, like it, whatever. Check out Motion Ascent, link is in the description. It's got a huge discount right now because I just released it. So if you want to make your edits look expensive and you want to be a top tier editor, if you had a little bit of experience with clients or you know a little bit about editing, then this is perfect for you. So go check it out. You'll love it. God bless. Mwah.